Right, so let me talk you through all the tabs quickly, and then I'll go into each area individually in a separate lesson so you understand it a little bit further. So obviously the home page is where you're going to set up dashboards that match what you need. If you need to see tasks that you've got to do today, leads, you want to see your pipeline, how much money have you got in your pipeline, what deals you've got closing this month. This is where you're going to change and set your basic dashboard, the things where you want to be one click away from, the stuff that you do all the time. The beauty with Zoho CRM is there's lots of different ways of getting to the same place. There's lots of things you can set up. You can go up here and set up new tabs. Obviously with this setting you can't, but you could get different tabs here that said one might be a certain department or the next might be accounts. So they don't see all the deals or anything. They just want to see outstanding money or something like that, or the product delivery department just want to see what deals are coming down the pipeline. They might have different tabs at the top. But for you and for the default setting, I'm just going to go through each one. Sales inbox, I may not set it up in this course, but if you have sales inbox set up, you can then see who you've sent emails to, if they've opened them, if they've replied to them, any integration between you and certain contacts. You know, it says here, answer email organization, CRM actions inside email, notifications for open clicked emails, CRM templates, filter emails, response watch. So this is where you can really see when you've sent an email to a client, have they opened it, have they clicked it, and did they reply, still waiting on stuff. The feeds here is where you're going to be a little bit like a social media feed. It's updating your status. It's your first day on the job. Happy to be here, and post, right? So this is like something where you would put working on Mr. Smith's. I always work with security companies, so it's easier for me to explain as a security company. CCTV quote. Anybody know him? So you might ask your fellow people. I don't know why it's not showing, but I wrote my first message. This can go now. Well, if I refresh it, will it go? Are you sure? Yes, go. Unable to process. Okay, that's not good, is it? So you're going to be able to put in this section when it works, if it works, what what you've been up to, what other people are up to. It's a little bit of a how was your weekend sort of stuff. Leads is a place where, in my opinion, leads are things that are hearsay, are grapevine things, something where you've heard something's going on. You've gone. So again, I work with security companies. So if you hear that the local shop has just been burgled, you might put in local shop might need a new burglar alarm, and you might put it in here. If your friend says, I've been talking to so and so at so and so company, they're looking for a new fire alarm, put it in your leads. These are hearsay things. These are back burner things that could turn into accounts, could turn into deals, and then you convert those into a deal by transferring it into an account. Now, accounts are either customers that you work with, or they're people that you're writing quotes for, that you're actually interacting with. So these are companies. The accounts of the company, the top level company that you're dealing with, whether it's already a customer or it's somebody you're giving them a quote or some information. So that might be an individual as well, but most part it's a company. Then the contact is obviously a contact within that company. So this is a person who works for the account that you're dealing with, that is your direct contact. And then I'm going to go through each one individually in a separate lesson, but you're going to have different information where you're going to be able to track notes and information on certain people to help with deals, to help with future exchanges, and get the most out of your CRM. So leads are like grapevine, back burner, possibilities coming up. Accounts are definitely people that you're in contact with, the businesses that you deal with, that you are in contact with, or are you're negotiating with, or they're already clients. Contacts are the people within the accounts that work, that you integrate with, interact with. And then deals, this is where your pipeline is. This is where you'll put in your quotes or your prospects, your deals basically, and then you'll have a different status for each one. Activities, this is where you're going to be able to track customer information, open deals, your leads and your contacts, and you're going to be looking at meetings here, phone calls you've done, phone calls you've got to do. That's what this is up here: task, event, call, all sorts of things like that. So that's what your activities tab's going to be for. And then lots of other options you may or may not have up here. Reports obviously is going to be a big one. It's where you're going to run your reports, you're going to see your information, you're going to keep on top of your funnel, forecast, how well you're doing. Campaigns, this is more like in olden days you would say to a customer, where did you hear us from? How did you get our number? And they might say, I saw you at Yellow Pages, or I saw an advert on Facebook, or I've been referred to by somebody. And you would create a campaign. So if you've got a Facebook advertising campaign, you would create the campaign, and then any deal that said, I saw an advert on Facebook, you would tag to that campaign. And then if you've spent £2,000 on this campaign, but you've received 10,000, 20,000 deals, you're going to be able to track how much that campaign cost us and how much revenue did we make from that campaign. So that's a cool feature. Then you're going to be cases is issues that you've got that you need to go back to and make sure customers are happy. Products is obviously products in your system, so you can add to quotes. Solutions is sometimes the cases as regular solutions. So if you've got an issue in your business where there's a set solution and there's what would it be, a customer's forgotten a burglar alarm code, well, this is how you reset your code. Customer doesn't know what to do when the alarm goes off. This is what the customer should do. We're looking for a brochure for something. Here it is. Vendors, people you work with that obviously supply your equipment. Price books. This is some customers get different prices. So you set up a price book with maybe a 20% discount on anything. Quotes is obvious. Quotes for your system. Sales orders. When you've got a quote signed off, it goes to a sales order. Purchase orders is people giving you purchase orders to do the work. Invoices are pretty obvious. Documents you want to save, and then forecasts. So again, and you can add more modules, or the boss can add more modules. But I flew through that. I'm going to go into each one individually, but I want you to know that if you're in a job interview or if you've started a new company, the leads are back burner possibilities, things that you've heard about, hearsay, grapevine. Your connections have come up with stuff, but you haven't physically touched that customer or contact, or you don't think it's an active deal or it's any possibility. There might be a company building something in 10 years' time. You might put that in your leads. On a back burner thing. Accounts are the businesses. Contacts are the contact people in the business, in the accounts. Sometimes it can be an individual where the same person name is the account, but the contact is that same person, because it's a residential customer, a one-on-one customer, not an actual business you're dealing with. Deals, that's where we're going to get into, where you're making your money, the whole CRM theory. Alright, so that was a fly through of the tabs. We're going to go into each one individually next, okay?